Mike Belasko, known in the underworld by his gaming tag, stood aboard the Yamato remake, a ship rebuilt to its original specifications, stripped of futuristic upgrades, its power lying in sheer steel and tradition. He was contracted to demonstrate its endurance to a client when Scribbler's men appeared suddenly, their hostile craft cutting across the waves like wolves circling prey. For 80 minutes, the sea boiled with cannon fire and torpedo trails. Belasko's escorts fought desperately, maneuvering with disciplined precision to shield the Yamato's vulnerable flanks. The Yamato itself roared back with its classic batteries, the thunder of its guns echoing across the water, tearing into the enemy formation with brute force rather than sleek technology. Smoke and salt spray blinded the horizon as Belasko directed his fleet through the chaos, every volley a gamble against overwhelming odds. His intelligence crew worked feverishly, intercepting comms and logging tactical data from Scribbler's men, even as shells rattled the decks. By the time the Yamato broke free of the ambush, battered but afloat, Belasko had secured a trove of enemy intel, proof of their methods, their weaknesses, and their intent. Survival had been razor thin, and though the ship was scarred, its raw resilience had spoken louder than any advertisement to escape alive, carrying both the Yamato's legacy and the secrets of his enemies back to shore, and leading to further and further missions with Mike.
I am an illegally cloned man, a superhuman. I used to be an agent for the US government, but since that country issued orders, in my world, to elites to prepare in the case of disbandment, I now work in contract piracy, trade, and consulting. Hi, I'm Mike Belasko on modern warships, and I'll be with you this trip. In my Yamato. I was testing the ship for a client, demonstrating its worthiness specifically for technologicalized upgrade when I was ambushed at the secret location in the seas. I was showing the Yamato to the client at the time, with the interior upgrades and modifications I had made professionally. Everywhere I turned, I could see the enemy brewing, like embers of sparks off a growing and growing angry flame. I knew to fire because they were circling me, and I could see them approaching my flank. I told my client, whom I was consulting, to get down, while I went into maneuvers to intercept the intent. More and more ships began pouring out of nowhere. Soon the whole sea seemed to be red with them. I fired, and I ordered my fleet to fire at will, and the war began. I fired heavy bursts until I was satisfied each ship was down. That was my plan, intent, and execution. They took some advantage of my size, creeping like jackals anytime I turned from left to right. Where I spotted them, I attempted to exterminate them, because extermination is what my MO is tightly modeled into, and I get good at it, frequently. I decided to hunt this one down just to get him off my back. The big ship was relatively slender comparing its length, and if it could hit you, which it mostly does in more practiced hands, then it could potentially unalive you, especially against strong and popular but smaller Nusian ships, like the Only the Hovercraft and others. This old classical ship causes absolutely massive damage on the seas, in the right or practiced hands. I recommend owning the USS Missouri, or the Yamato here, for your classical ship choice, young in the rank and funds. If slow, I still find its drive weightful and secure and surprisingly mobile for its sheer capability and size, and its strong cannons performed highly, accurately, and with plenty of oomph. Anyhow, in this one we managed to escape with our lives. And what made Mr. Scribbler look so angry back there? Another one of Scribbler's men. I told the client we were almost out of here. Scribbler knew me, but in such a rage as I saw him, there's really no telling what he might do at any time. A submarine. I really don't want to engage it much, as it is this ship's one weakness in a sense. Though if the submarine ever surfaces nearby, this ship can critically damage it severely. For those looking for information and considering purchase of the Yamato from the modern warship ship shop, the cannons themselves, though extra powerfully strong, are not directly effective against torpedoes, nor underwater threats submerged. So know a strategy or watch more of my upcoming missions. If you recently purchased or are going to purchase this ship, or a similar one, at the ship shop in modern warships, mobile, or desktop, it is one of my favorites, has a strong cult following, and I recommend it highly, due to its immense power and gameplay strategy. Shout out to the Modern Warships game developers for keeping these old ships relevant. The flares also work with this ship, though I use them irregularly for other strategies. I was explaining to the client like a script, and more ships poured out every so often from seemingly nowhere. Hell must have been. Soon will be the upgrades and hell-forged ships. Yet the Yamato keeps ahead. No telling what the future awaits, I was telling the client. Now, there were dead ships everywhere, back to the hell from which they came. Admiral Scribbler wasn't visible anymore on these. He seems to flash in and out like a specter, and it's scary. Blink and you might just miss him, but he won't miss you. In this universe of modern warships fandom cinema, on missions with Mike. Just 2 ships left to get by with my client, but I get the feeling that only one needs it in the arse for us to get out of here.
We're taking on water quickly.
And I'm Mike Belasko, and in my world, I'll surely hit him to save my business and my life. And these are Missions with Mike.